Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I live in Nova Scotia in Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my personal experiences about life here in Canada. Also, I do a bit of immigration because I'm a regulated Canadian consultant and RCIC. I help you with your study applications to come study in Canada, your visit visas to come visit this beautiful country called Canada, permanent resident, work permit applications, school admissions, and things like that. Okay, if you need any of those assistance, please all at me at Grant Your Lips. We'll to assist you with any of those services. Okay, alrighty. Let me warmly welcome you to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time on here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you find it worthwhile here. Please join the family by subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. My people who have been here for weeks, for months, for years, let me thank you profusely for your love, for constant support, engagement on my channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So in this video, I'll be sharing my experience as regards not allowing people's opinion, people's views to hinder you from doing what you really want to do. A number of people that I know allow others to project their insecurities on them, and that interfere with what they want to do. It stalls them. You be like, oh, the person, I should not do this, let me not do it. Not because they are convinced personally that this thing is not good for them, just because ABC said this, so I will not do this, even though it's something they really want to do. So I'm here to talk about that today. And what inspired this video? I'm going for something in a couple of minutes. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Even though I pride myself with the fact that I don't allow people's opinion inhibit me from doing what I want to do most times. I also know that some part of me also tilt towards what will people say. The truth. Nobody can tell me that they don't care at all what people say about them. It's not possible. Maybe you can tell me you don't allow their thoughts or their opinions hold you down. I understand, but you telling me you don't care at all what they say, I don't want to believe that. We're all humans, right? By nature, we think about what people say. But if you don't think about what people say, why can't you leave the house with your hair half done and go? Or you wear two different pairs of trainers, or you wear one, just anyhow, because you don't care what people say. Because we care. There's a mirror, we look at ourselves and be like, oh, am I looking good enough to go out? It's because a part of us naturally care about what people think about us. We may not care to the extent of now allowing them hold us down. Yes, I understand that, and that's the kind of person I am. You can think whatever you want to think of me. You can have any opinion you want to have about me. Honestly, I don't allow those opinions, those thoughts to hold me down or inhibit me from doing what I want to do. Because I realize that people would always talk. Whether you're a saint, you're a devil, people will always talk. And guess what? People that you think have like the worst character, people that will still love them will still love them. People that you think that this people is impeccable, their character is flawless, like they cannot do any wrong, people will still hate on them. People will still think, oh, what she feel like, what it feel like. That's life. No matter how hard you try to please people, people will still feel, oh, what the heck. And if you're the person that's like the meanest, or anything like that, like the most wicked person on earth, people that will still love you will still love you, right? So my point is, even if you say you want to please people by going out of your comfort zone, by going out of what pleases you to please others, people will still not be satisfied. They will still look for a wrong in you. Why not do what pleases you? And my own philosophy here is, if I'm not committing a sin, I'm not harming anybody in what I'm doing, and I feel convinced that this thing I'm doing is for myself, for the good of others, or for something that makes me feel good, I will do it, regardless of what anybody thinks or says about it. 3 things are what motivates me to go on with a particular decision I make. Number 1 is, am I convinced this thing is for me? Even if I don't know the future, I don't know what it will lead me to, but at that point in time, I'm convinced that this decision I want to make, or this thing I want to do, is good for me. 1. 2, am I committing a sin in the process? Nah. 3, am I harming others in the process? No. You see, once those 3 things have been ticked, I'm going ahead with it. Doesn't matter whether somebody says, that thing you're doing is not good. That thing, I think that if you are doing it, I don't think it's good. I will take your opinion. I'll take a suggestion. But if these 3 things, I'm not doing, they've ticked those 3 boxes, honestly, I'm doing. I'm one that I didn't just wake up and just decide on something. There must have been a series of events or pointers to what made me decide on that thing. Once I decide, most times it's only God that can come down and say, Sherifat, don't do this thing. Or if people have come to me, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have come, like maybe out of 10 people, 9 says, this thing is not okay. Only 1 says it's okay. Then that's a big gap. I'll be like, okay, maybe I'm not thinking of this thing through very well. I can now, divert. But if I have like equal number of people say, oh, it's okay, it's not okay, and me, I'm convinced in my heart of hearts, I will do it. In my opinion, I think there are 3 categories of people that advise you. 1, people who mean well for you. Like they look out for you, they mean absolutely well for you. 2, people who do not mean well for you. They won't come and say, I don't mean well for you, I'm advising you. No. People like that will have like a covering that make them look as if they care. If you don't have a discerning spirit, if you're not discerning enough, you think, this person is looking out for me. Meanwhile, they do not mean well for you. The 3rd category is people who advise you based on their own perspective, their own experience. They don't fall under they mean well or they don't mean well. Know that they're not in your shoes. What they are telling you is based on their own perspective. I'll give an example. Somebody will tell you, don't go abroad though. That's because I hear that they don't even move to abroad though. But if you hear that one uncle that went to abroad some years ago did not make it, they came back to Nigeria. Or one auntie that traveled one time did not, she heard she was, washing plates. Not like washing plates is a bad thing. There's dignity in labor. But back home, how we try to, rubbish jobs like that. Like, there's no good job. You're a lawyer in Nigeria, cannot be a lawyer in abroad though. They'll tell you all kinds of things. They are telling you out of their own experience, out of what's their own perspective. Doesn't mean they don't mean well for you, and doesn't mean they mean well for you as well. So you not come and follow those kind of people and say, this person said it's not. Or even if they've even traveled abroad before and they came back, maybe they made some choices abroad when they were there and did not work well for them, or anything could have happened. Why would such person now project their own insecurities on you? You now come and follow and do follow and say, okay, I said I should not go because they did not go and succeed, so therefore I will not succeed. That's not good enough. And if somebody is saying, go abroad is good, doesn't mean when you go it will be good. It's because you just think, abroad is good, it will be good for you. They mean well for you. They expect good to happen to you. Or people that they'll be like, don't go, you cannot make it, you cannot come. On my channel I share things based on my personal experiences. If I share my experience about people that told me and us in general not to come to Canada, you'll be shocked. Close family and friends. Let me give you about 2 or 3 examples. One of my aunties, she was like, Sherry, if not that you have said that you have gone. Mind you, I told her when we got the permanent residence, not while we are applying. Like, auntie, we are going, you just have to come and tell you and say maybe you farewell. And she was like, Sherry, not that you said that you want to go. I'm saying you should not go because once in abroad, there's nothing there. There's nothing. Like, you could tell that she was, I don't say she was not happy, but like till now, till this minute, I'm wondering what informed that thought. But I mean, God knows. It's like, like you tell her to go, that's left to her that you should not go, that there's nothing there. Brothers and my sisters, do you know that at this point in time, my auntie had a Canadian visa in her passport. though for visits. She's not even saying that to me. We came to Canada in August of that year, and she came that same month, though some days after. Another province was like, oh, we're in Canada now. She and her husband, and even her daughter, that are in Canada, that Unicorn, that it's a good place. So what now shocked me the most was like her daughter is not going to come and do masters in Canada. This is somebody that was telling me what was I coming to do in Canada, that she should not come. She came the same month I came. Of course, I cannot apply that month and get that month. It happens, but it's not likely. She had that visa before I even came to her, come and tell her that we're relocating. My daughter now is in Canada. She wants to even get see how she can have PR after her studies. Somebody was telling me that she should not come. That one is a family abuse. Another of my aunties, who is in another country, she's been there for decades. I said, and I called her, that auntie, oh, we are trying. She said, that Canada not too far. That why am I going to Canada? It's not too far. I'm like, too far. I didn't say I want to be working in Lagos and coming to live in Canada, or coming to work in Canada and live in that. It's not like I want to be going from one country to another. I'm coming here to live. Bible tell me that it's far. So that's been in that where she is for like 30 years at that time. She got married, she had her children there. They're my two aunties. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they said that out of, I don't know, I really don't know. Another one that even struck me the most was a friend. So Abdul's friend, we went to see them. It was like, let's go and see his friends and tell them we are going, all of that. We got to their house. From the moment we came to their house till the moment we left, this couple were literally convincing us not to come to Canada. I repeat, this time we had gotten our PR visas. It's not like we are trying to apply. We had gotten the visas. We're only telling you guys that we are leaving out of respect, out of courtesy. That's why people that don't even tell people, I don't even blame them. From those my experiences, I don't even blame people. Because what I use my ears to hear, I'm like, shall we just travel and go? I'm not in Canada. We don't tell them to come back. Oh, she was like, no, they've been to the US many times. That's how much more Canada. There's nothing there. There are people that they even go and see their friends. That they're even the ones that even give them money when they go. They're all poor. They don't have nothing to show for it. They're only abroad for nothing. This couple, so if they're watching me, they know I'm talking about them. They talked. That look at, oh, see our house. They're living in their own house. Look at our house. People that even living abroad, they're all on mortgage. They don't even have, they cannot even afford to even buy a house on their own. Down payments is what they do. They get mortgage loan. See our own house. All the things you see, they all imported from the US. Just travel to the US just for vacation. Because I'm doing well. Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to go and do? They said, when we later, I told them, don't you ever take me to the kind of people in the house again. Even he was like, like they were just saying, people are not making a good decision, no. Because if you go now to come back, you're not going to come back again. You'll be stuck there. My people, the moment we landed in Canada, God is my witness if I'm lying. The moment we landed in Canada, this couple called us and said, how did we do our PR visa that we would like to relocate to? So as if I was here in Dopo, I'm like, no. The same people that were telling us not to come. So under few weeks, what changed? How did it go from don't go abroad, people abroad are suffering, to want to come abroad? Like, where did that come from? My point is, they at that point they were saying all those things about Canada. They wished they were in our shoes. Because how can you tell me that under 1 month your view changed about relocation? To cut this long story short, these people went to the US. They're not in the US. I don't know how they are living in the US. I don't know if they got to stay. I don't know. But they're in the US and they've been there for a couple of years. Because they said that Canada one was just too rigorous, that they don't want to go dry out here, they don't want to do all those stuff. Just go and go to the US with their visa that they still had in their passport, and they will find a way to get their stay there. And really, they're there. They are now there. They've been there for a couple of years. I can tell you more examples of people who stood their ground and said people should not go. Even those that we told while we are applying, like our friends that we told, people like in our car calls that we told that listen, we are doing, you can also do it. Like, oh, we're not doing. The moment we got our visas, all of them made a U-turn, like, what do you want to do? You not tell us that it was like this. We should have joined you there. You not tell us that you are still in need. We thought when we all talked about it that you don't do that. We thought you did not do again. We thought we're all on the same page of not doing. Like, well, you said you don't want to do, but me, I continued. My point is, people will advise you, but in their heart of hearts, that thing you are doing, they really want to do it. So if you allow people's opinion about something you want to do, that you are convinced about, and you listen, in the future you'll be regretting and saying, I wish I had not listened to this people. I'm not saying that you should not listen to people. I'm not saying that. Please don't get me wrong. But if you are convinced about that and you think this thing is what will make you feel fulfilled, by all means do it. We all make mistakes. Now it's worse off when you don't do that thing and that thing is eating you up, like, I wish I did this thing. I die none. That's even worse than doing that thing, making mistake and realizing your mistake, than not doing it at all. Because if you don't do something, you don't know how it will end you. I'm not saying I should go and maybe carry gun and like, I want to be a robber. And I mean, these are like common sense. Those are like, evil. Those are like bad things. But things like you want to relocate, you want to do a master's, you want to get married at a particular age, you want to give birth at a particular age, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to be a blogger, you want to be a doctor, anything at all that you are convinced about. But people will tell you, don't be a doctor. Yeah, take you 7 years to study. When you even finish, you're already old. Who will get married to you at that age? Or don't be industrious. Or don't be a career woman. Because if you are too career woman, nobody will marry you. People project their insecurities on you. Don't allow that. Now, it's an example of moving to another country. In my own case, moving to Canada. In your case, it could be something different. Let me also talk about another one that comes to mind for myself. Now, which is my social media content creation, venture. I left secondary school in 2001, and that was when GSM became popular in Nigeria. I got my first GSM, my cell phone, in that year. And then also it was when, like, browsing was quite like, we would go to cyber cafe, we'll buy 1 hour, 30 minutes, we'll buy time to browse. That was when we had all those social media, apps. I know I got on Facebook in 2007, 2008 or something like that. So all these times I've always been a content creator. I've always been sharing my experiences about my life, about different things, politics, lifestyle, anything. People who know me then, who knew me then, can attest. I've always been like that, When I even got married, when I even having my first boyfriend, I've always been like that. And right from that point, I'm talking about maybe 22 years ago, I've always had people who say, Sherifat, don't share. For 22 years, I've constantly had people, family and friends, who tell me, don't share your picture too much. Don't talk about this too much. I've had people constantly telling me that. Of course, at the point they stopped because they'd be like, this person is what she wants to do. Then I begin to tell you how much I've gained, I've learned from just sharing my experiences, from just being vocal on social media. I cannot finish in this video. Things that I've gained, people I have met. So let me mention that Abdul, who I married or who married me, whichever the case is, I met him on Facebook in 2008. According to him, said he saw a post I made. Like, this person, this comment, this post is really nice. I really liked. From there, he added me on Facebook. He said it's another post I made again in a group or something like that. Like, this person was really, smart, intelligent. That was what led him to adding me on Facebook. And we got married. We have 3 kids together. Many of my friends that I'm very close to today, majority of them, I met them on social media. And it's not just meeting them on social media, it's because of the kind of people that I attract to myself. I know people like just random people. That's why when people say, Facebook, they've been scammed. Like, I don't attract such. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but my kind of content, if you are like, I don't do, like, even when I was blogging, like, even entertainment news, I'm not all the kind of blogger I don't attract Bogwero to myself. If you get what I mean. I have a niche. So people that attract to me are people that are maybe like-minded, or even not like-minded, people that, you know, are quite matured, are quite, you know, tight up there, if I say so myself. So a lot of people that have come to me, to my life, are people that have met me for my content. Let me give you another example. My first trip to after Nigeria was to Ghana. When I was in Ghana, somebody that I met on Facebook, one of, like, she's not like my auntie now. She used to live in Dubai then. She now sent me that, you buy. I went to Ghana with Nabi, my son. She's like, you buy in Ghana. They said that next year come to Dubai. I'm like, Dubai care. Even Ghana said we came by road. I don't have money. Or this is my first trip out of Nigeria. No, it's not impossible. That how much is ticket, how much is visa. And then she was a travel agency. She does Dubai visas. I don't know that if I don't mind, like right there and there on that chat, I don't mind that she'll ask me and Nabil or whoever is coming with me, and also do our visas free. That the only thing I'll do is just pay for our tickets. That was a year before the trip. And this person, even though I met her on Facebook, our kids, so she had some kids in Nigeria with her, you know, her previous husband who were in Nigeria, but she had remarried. So coincidentally, our kids in Nigeria were in the same school with Nabil. We did not even know until much later. So even though I met her on Facebook, we became like family. There was a day to go to her mom. Her mom used to live in Nigeria, so I went to her mom. I met her sister. I met her. It's only her I had not met physically, but I met her family members. I've been to their family house. That kind of person, you cannot say is a random person to me. You cannot say that. I've not met her in person, but I've met family, our kids, our mother, our siblings. So she offered to accommodate. I'm like, okay, yeah. I told Abdul, you know, blah, 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 blah. We went. She went above and beyond for us in our Dubai, me and Nabil. She made our time in Dubai wonderful. Like, she made our time fabulous. And guess what? She's not in Canada. It's me now. Yeah, we're not in the same country. Anyway, that's that. That same year, one of somebody I also met on Facebook who lives in the UK. Now this one, I've met her before I even got married. She really she's like maybe like almost 15 or something older than me, like an auntie to me. This one too in Dubai too, she's like auntie to me as well. And the kind of people I attract are people that always older than me. Like my clique of people. People always think I'm just 38. People always think I'm older than that. I'm just 38, but people I attract to myself are people like I'm matured, older than me. You know, they just really think I'm older than my age. You know, they always say, "Oh, you act so matured, you speak maturely, you act maturely." So a lot of them are like, you know, big people to me, like big sisters, aunties, and all of that. It's not, so they are even like mommies to myself, right? So another of my aunts that I met on Facebook as well. I said, this next year is UK. People should come to UK. And I'm like, I don't have UK. I don't apply for UK right now. As God would have it, one of my cousins was just gets married in the UK. So I went to see his mom that day, me and Abdul. He was like, Sherry, I don't know if she already know your brother wants to, because she called me, I mean, the way we grew up, we did not grow up as cousins. We grew up like your brother, your sister. That's how we say in our family. We don't say your cousin or your family. No, we just say if she already know, she will buy me a lot. When we buy me a lot, mommy, pay me my low. I don't have money, or that we don't have any plans to go to the UK now. I said, that's what I'm telling you. A year before that, start preparing for it. It's like it was around 9 or 10 months away from that time. So I start preparing, start planning. Tell your husband. So that Abdul, this is what my auntie said. Okay, we can do it now. I just mentioned it briefly to this my auntie on Facebook. That we might come to the UK. They're like, come on, I will house you, I will accommodate you. I'm like, we are all come together. We are a family of 4 at the time. Like, no problem, I will accommodate you. People think, people that you've not met, don't you be friends with her before you got married, but do you even know her that well? I'm like, if I've not met her, my instincts tell me if you're not a true person. I'm quite discerning. I'm quite intuitive. If I say so myself, like I can tell people. I'm not a witch or a magician or a future, a soothsayer, but I can tell if you're true to me. I can tell, maybe not immediately, but most of that I can tell, even from like me speaking with you a couple of times. I can tell that this person, we don't vibe like that. But this person, when I got married, she gave me gifts. She was very close to me. Like, he's offering this to me. If you see what this auntie did to us, he used to live in a duplex outside London. She took care of us. We were in the UK for 30 days. We only spend about a week or two outside, like with our own family friends, like our cousins. But in our own house, we're like 2 weeks with her. Even the kids, she pampered them. Now he was about 4 then. Nabila was 8 months. We had the time of our lives. Even my cousin are like, maybe let's take by the auntie. Like when you name this auntie, that's this one is big auntie. Oh. Even my aunties and my uncles and my cousins that live in UK, like in this UK, somebody's asking you and giving you all these things, taking you out, taking you to all those places that even we say we're even struggling to even do all these things. Like that person must really be like be a nice person. No, even Abdul, right now, Abdul is closer to that my auntie than me now, because even he was shocked that somebody just put on Facebook can be this nice, this generous. My point is, these are people I met on Facebook. Now I go to Instagram. People I'm very close to today in this Nova Scotia, 80% of them are people I met on Instagram, on my Life in Nova Scotia Instagram page. A large percent of my clients are from either Instagram or YouTube. Some of you that are watching can attest to it. Many of you have booked my session. Why? Because you see my content. I'm like, this person lives in Canada, she's sharing her life, she's sharing herself, and she must be a true person. This is the feedback I get from people. I have never spent a cent on advertisement of my business since I started, since May of 2021. God is my witness. I've never spent a kobo on advertising. 85% of my clients are from either Instagram or YouTube. Mind you, I have a platform called Life in Nova Scotia on Instagram. I've been blogging about Nova Scotia, about Canada for the past 4 years, even before I even started my business. So people already know that this person lives in Canada, she's about Canada, talks about Canada, even before I even started business. So I've sort of established that name for myself in the market before I even came with my business. So it's easier for people to trust me. I'm not saying that that's enough to trust anybody. I could still scam people if I want to scam people, but I'm not a scammer. My point is, I've built that credibility over years. How did I do that? By constantly showing up on social media, share my experiences. You know, if I have things that I think can benefit you, I'll share it. Information that about information I'll share. So people say, oh, this person that is sharing freely like this, then. So when I now came and said, oh, now I have a business that I charge for. So it was easier to say, oh, now I'm here, I have my license, I have to charge you. People willingly pay for my service. These are just little things that I've gained from social media. Are just even small. Something that I've gained that I cannot even quantify. She means business. I can easily say, oh, I've made so out of money. Some things like relationship, friendship, cannot even put a price on it. People that are like my kurikosu now, people that I cannot do without now, are people I met on social media. Do you know how many times I've been told not to share on social media again? Do you know how many people have been told me, Sherifat, don't share anymore, don't share anything? I say, this is what I want to do. God sees my intentions. God sees my heart. What my intentions are towards sharing these things. And it is Him that will judge me and bless me and protect me. Most importantly. Because I cannot even imagine not sharing. I cannot even imagine not being able to share content, to be able to create content. It's something I love to do. Let me use an example about people who act movies. You know, back in the day, people who acted in movies, who play soccer, like football, people always say, that's not a good profession. Like our parents back then would be like, that's not a profession. If you're an actress, you are not considered a good person. Maybe you think you are morally, bankrupt. You don't have, why would you become an actress or a footballer? There are other things like lawyer, they're doctors, and all of that. Many actresses today, if you ask them their story, they must have heard of people who are trying to discourage them from acting. I've heard of some interviews of some very famous actors and actresses that be like, oh, I was told not to act, it's not a good profession for people, especially for females. Imagine if many of them had listened to those people back then. They don't become the names that they are today. And many people don't do this out of, some people do it because they want to make money. Some people but most people do it for the passion. Because see, some things that you do, if you don't have the passion for it, you will drop along the line. The truth is, people that act, people that plays football, people that even do content like me. It's not one day that they started making so much money from it. No. So if the money was the only motivating factor, it would have stopped a long time ago. Means that they have that passion for that craft. Now imagine if people are discouraged, people like Genevieve or Motola, Akindele, that don't act, people like that oh, don't act. Now see how popular they are today. Not the popular, they've made name for themselves, they're like celebrities, they have money to show for this thing. Even soccer players, canoe or and all those people. If you hear their story, I'm sure people have told them not to do it. But because they were convinced that this thing, no, I have the people, I know that I want to do it. That's for people who try to bring you down. And now what also comes to mind is this. People that marry people who are in this particular profession. For example, a man sees an actress. An actress like Funke Akindele. When she was doing I Need to Know. He now goes to meet her. Oh, I like you, Funke. I'd like to get married to you. They got married at that stage of, acting. Along the line, she began to get better, get more roles, direct movies, produce movies, became popular. After all the years she has toyed, now come and say, Funke, don't act again because I don't want to act again. It not tell her from the beginning that if I get married to you, you'll stop acting. They did not have that position. But it was when she now is in that line, she has spent years in that craft. She made a name for herself. All of a sudden, oh, don't act again. My friends say you act so much. Maybe you kiss in rows or you are touching too much men. My family say they don't like how you are acting. And you expect that lady to drop all those years of hard work just to satisfy this man? It is unfair. If you knew that your family and friends and yourself did not like acting, you had no business going to marry an actress. I also use myself for an example. I've been doing content before I even got married or become a mother. And after some years, someone will come and say, don't act, don't do content creation again. How would that kind of person perceive their partner? And also, it could be vice versa as well. It could be like the woman married the man who is an actor. And after some years, maybe the man is not getting like lead roles, is now maybe in position with some other females, they are becoming jealous. You knew what you were getting into. When you like me now, I cannot marry an actor. I cannot. So so if an actor come and toast me and say I want to marry you, because I know what actors do, I will say no. I'll not say yes. He's not married me and I'll be saying, I cannot act again after he got married to me. That would be unfair. My point here is marriage should not stifle people's aspirations, people's dreams, people's passion. Yes, you can come to the round table and as a couple, have like middle ground. Okay, even if you want to act, don't take this, roles that make you maybe kiss other men, or don't do this. You can have that talk with your partner. Or if you are sharing content, maybe don't share this much about some things, but not saying don't act again. Don't do anything again about content, or don't become a lawyer anymore. Don't do a doctor anymore because you're a doctor, you are pressing people's bum, you are pressing people's dust. Don't be a doctor. That will not work. I just thought to share this because I've seen this happen many times with people in relationships, in marriages. The other person wants to impose his or her thoughts or opinions on the other person. Yes, it's a marriage, two shall become one. But the truth is, if a woman, I know of women who have Instagram pages and their husband does not know, because their husband claims they don't want them to be on social media, but the wife wants to be on social media. So they create a private page, block their spouse, block all their in-laws, and they'll be there sharing. You'll be there, my own wife does not share, she's very private, she doesn't even share. No, she's the one sharing. And lots of people that blog anonymously, they're not showing their face, they are blogging because they don't want people to know that they are blogging. I have an auntie. I would say, Sherifat, you share all that, you have to don't share. Just some weeks ago, this my auntie that is sharing I have YouTube channel. I saw her own daughter open a YouTube channel for a few-month-old child. My own is for me. It's my own name. I just share about my family once in a while, my business, things randomly. This my cousin has a full-fledged YouTube channel for her daughter that's just like 1 now, but it was opened when that girl was a baby. So people will condemn you for what you are doing. Meanwhile, they are even doing worse than what you are doing. I have another family member who would always say, my own child was not, she does not have on social media. One day she told me that, Auntie Sherry, I have YouTube channel. I don't tell my mommy. I have a YouTube channel, but she will not even know, but I have. Meanwhile, this person is saying, my own child is very private. She does not share on social media. I know many children that block their parents and their family members from their even WhatsApp status. You know, you'll be like, this does not share anything, no. But they've blocked you. What? Even on Instagram, they not block you. They just hide their status from you. They not block you. You are able to chat on that WhatsApp, but they've blocked you from seeing their status. I have a BS in computer science. I'm quite savvy. I'm quite tech savvy. On Instagram, I can block you from seeing my Insta stories. You're following me, yes. I'm not sharing on my feed, but I'm posting on my Insta stories day and night. As I'm eating, I'm posting. As I'm pulling, I'm posting. As I'm making my hair, I'm posting. But I've blocked you from seeing my Insta stories. The same thing with WhatsApp. You are following me, you can see me, you can chat with me, but you cannot see my status. Because I have people that can see my status, that can view my status. Like as Facebook, I can private post some post I post on private. If you're not on my friend list, you cannot see it. So even if you Google my Facebook, you will not see my post because it's not public. As I have my list, I have a private page for personal page on my Instagram. I have a public page. I have a business page, and I have I have different audience for these 3 pages. So, and these kids, you think, they've been hard on them. Don't have Instagram, don't have Facebook. I have an in-law that I was supposed to be on Facebook. This my in-law has Facebook, she has Instagram, and her husband thinks she doesn't have any of those things. So why do you want your partners, your spouse, your kids to hide things from you? Because they are being so difficult. They are being, no, they must not have this. They must not do this. Meanwhile, they really, really want to do it. So you prefer them to go behind your back to do it? So, it is well with you. So to round up my video is that I'm just telling you that don't allow anybody stop you from doing things that you really, really want to do. Life is so short that when you now grow to maybe like in your 40s or 50s or even 30s, you'll be like, I wish I was doing this when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s. I wanted to do this thing, but now I cannot do it anymore. I was stopped because of people's opinion. You don't want to live a life of regrets. I'm not saying that you should go and be doing something, but like go and be stealing now or doing prostitution or armed robbery and say I don't care what people say. No, those are like vices. Those are like sins. Those are like criminal acts in some places, right? So that's, but if something that is not a sin per se, you're not committing a sin, you are not harming anybody in the process, by all means go for it. Worst case, you do it and maybe it fails and you learn from it and you move on than having a life of regrets. I hope you've learned a thing or two, and I pray that God guides all of us, direct us, guard us in all our doings and make our life good. If you have intentions, so if you want to be a lawyer, by all means go for it. If you want to move to another country, do it. If you want to get married, go for it. If you want to have your first child, do it. If you want to start a YouTube channel, do it. If you want to be able to become a doctor to help people, go for it. People would always talk. That's what I know. That's what I always say to myself. People will always talk. Like you do that thing or you don't do it. So what is better? Do it and let them talk, or don't do it and let them talk. Which one is better? So that's my talk for today.